In the South, the tradition of using silver in the home has been with us since colonial times. Whether utilized to celebrate family dinners, weddings, a ladies' luncheon, or larger cocktail gatherings, silver adds a touch of elegance, graciousness, and a spark of refinement. It symbolizes Southern hospitality at its finest. Today, I'll take you on a journey through history, share a bit of educational information, and take a look at the work of incredible artisans from around the world as we talk about all things silver. Welcome to Southern Heirlooms. I'm Ken Rivenbark. Silver is not only useful, it's beautiful. For more than 3,000 years, men have enshrined the wisdom of empires and religions in silver. From silver crowns to chalices, from coins to teaspoons, it has symbolized man's search for identity and reassurance. To fashion, own, or even use the plainest cup has for many been the sign not primarily of wealth, but of dignity. The discerning collector who takes time to think about the most common item of silver with some knowledge of its context will find that the beauty or oddness of the piece is a window into the inner world of man's culture. These engraved napkin rings may not have the significance of a rare Sutton Hoo treasure or a dark mystery of a finely wrought repository for saintly bones. Nevertheless, they introduce us to the anecdotal flavor of history. Foolishness, romance, pretentiousness, and even mystic visions have been melted into bars of silver, then hammered, punched, chiseled, cut, molded, and mass-produced in 1,000 ways. In short, silver involves people and who people are. It lets us gossip a little, laugh a little, and sometimes take a deeper stock of our values. Anyone, therefore, who collects silver for its investment value alone misses much. To fill a coin silver teapot, for example, with its cool blue luster, to study the proportions thoughtfully, and to consider its detail and artistry elevates us above the mischief of finance and the snobbery of taste. In its finest forms, silver almost lives. Like velvet or polished wood, it invites touch, sight, and thought, and is that magic that makes silver rare. For the average person, however, silver means the good spoons and grandmother's teapot we grew up using. Some may have been sterling, but most were probably silver-plated. Still, because we use these items, we have fond memories of them with family and friends, and we hold them dear. And then there's the South. In the Old South, one of the first questions asked upon introductions was, "Who are you people?" And the second could be, "What is your pattern?" referring to the sterling flatware. Most Southern brides that married during the 20th century received a bounty of silver to assist them as they became what was considered a proper hostess. In today's modern world, the gifting of silver has merged into one of tradition. But in the South, it is still thought of as bare necessities. We Southerners revere silver as a tool that assists us in offering our guests hospitality, graciousness, as well as sharing a part of our family's heritage. So as I speak with you today, it is my hope to inform you a little, help relive personal memories, and encourage you to go home, visit your silver closet, and enjoy the beauty and charm of silver. When we return, we'll be learning more about different types of silver and visiting silversmiths from around the world. Stay with us. Welcome to Rivenbark and Roper Antiques, Huntsville's finest antique gallery. For the past 10 years, my gallery has represented high-quality antiques from the 18th to the early 20th centuries, the largest collection of silver in North Alabama, Chinese and Japanese export porcelains, and original art from around the world. From day one, I have focused the business on three principles that are the essence of Rivenbark and Roper Antiques. I take great pride in providing my clients with the highest quality merchandise at the lowest possible prices, offering hospitality and personal service to build a relationship of trust and to celebrate with customers the joy of bringing beauty, style, and elegance to their home. The strengths of my business are reflected in my dedicated customers. Customers know when they engage in business with Rivenbark and Roper, they can count on truth, knowledgeable information, and customer dedication. Welcome back to Southern Heirlooms. I'm Ken Rivenbark. Let's talk silver. In this portion of the show, we will see various types of silver. But first, let's start with a simple question. What is silver? The silver used most commonly in jewelry and decorative tableware is sterling silver. Many think of sterling as pure silver, but sterling is an alloy of 92.5% pure silver and 7.5% other metals, most often copper. The reason for this creation of this alloy is that pure silver is too soft to be used for functional tableware. The addition of copper provides strength while in no way detracting from the beauty of the pure silver. The 92.5 portion for sterling silver began in the 12th century Europe and has been a standard for sterling since the 14th century. Today, sterling can be identified by the stamps sterling silver or 925/1000 or sometimes just 925. However, many countries such as Great Britain employ a series of hallmarks or stamps to identify sterling silver items. Silver plate is not a type of silver, nor is it an alloy. Plating refers to a process of adhering pure silver to a base metal. Silver plating was first developed in England in the mid-1700s, and over the course of the next century, the technology developed and improved. It can be difficult to distinguish silver-plated items from sterling, as early silver plate was often stamped with confusing marks and letters that can look quite like sterling hallmarks to the untrained eye. As silver plate items contain very little silver, save for the very thin layer of plating, silver plate items were historically and continue to be much more affordable than sterling. When we return, I'll introduce you to silver from around the world. We'll be right back. Welcome to Rivenbark and Roper Antiques, Huntsville's finest antique gallery. For the past 10 years, my gallery has represented high-quality antiques from the 18th to the early 20th centuries, the largest collection of silver in North Alabama, Chinese and Japanese export porcelains, and original art from around the world. From day one, I have focused the business on three principles that are the essence of Rivenbark and Roper Antiques. I take great pride in providing my clients with the highest quality merchandise at the lowest possible prices, offering hospitality and personal service to build a relationship of trust and to celebrate with customers the joy of bringing beauty, style, and elegance to their home. The strengths of my business are reflected in my dedicated customers. Customers know when they engage in business with Rivenbark and Roper, they can count on truth, knowledgeable information, and customer dedication. Welcome back to Southern Heirlooms. I'm Ken Rivenbark. Join me now for travels around the world through silver. I will start with American coin silver. Coin silver may be one of the least understood and most misused terms in the world of antiques. On eBay, it is often used to describe European silver or antique coins. In the antique world, the term is used to describe American silver flatware and hollowware made before 1870 that is not sterling. Simply put, coin silver is 90% silver. The silver content is 2.5 less than sterling, and it's the same composition as American coins made prior to 1964. Silver is most often alloyed with copper for strength. Silver also includes 10% copper. Until the opening of the Comstock lode in 1859, there were no silver mines in the United States of any significance. Before that, nearly all silver in the U.S. came as either a finished product, a bowl, candlestick, spoon, or whatever, or as a silver coin or bar. Most all silver imports were European manufactured. Colonial currency was a hodgepodge of pounds, francs, and pieces of eight. The value of any given coin was determined by its weight and silver and gold content. For the American silversmith to obtain raw materials, he either had to purchase silver bars or melt silver coins. A silversmith with a rush order could literally reach into his pocket, and from that comes the generic term coin silver. Silversmiths would also buy silver items from the public. Most every silversmith's newspaper advertisement would also include an offer to buy. This particularly explains the rarity of early American silver. Many a spoon from the 1720s was melted down to become an 1820 spoon. Another reason that pre-1800 silver is rare is the fact that there were far fewer people, and of those, fewer still could afford silver. As both population and wealth grew, so did the demand for silver. Concurrent with U.S. population growth, advances in technology, the 1780s brought a rolling machine for processing melt into sheets of silver. In 1801, Thomas Brough of Chestertown, Maryland, invented a spoon press. Hours previously spent on repetitious preparatory tasks could now be spent on ornamentation. Repoussé and chased hollowware and patterned flatware began to replace the plain Federal styles. By 1870, sterling had all but replaced coin silver. The small local silversmiths were replaced by jewelry shops and fancy goods merchants. These shops retailed sterling silver made in large, mostly northern factories. Perhaps because it is misunderstood when compared to any other early Americana, coin silver remains a bargain. Certainly imported pieces by imported silversmiths such as Paul Revere are bringing premium prices, but many beautiful pieces by lesser known but equally skilled silversmiths remain reasonably priced and available. To introduce you to Tiffany Silver, I have to first introduce you to Charles Louis Tiffany. Charles Louis Tiffany founded Tiffany Company in New York City in 1837. A leader in the American jewelry trade in the 19th century, he was known for his jewelry expertise, created the country's first retail catalog, and in 1851, he introduced the English standard of sterling silver to America. With striking new designs or with new flourishes to renowned patterns, Tiffany silver graces the home now, as it has since 1837, with an unparalleled tradition of excellence. From the time he founded Tiffany Company, Charles Louis Tiffany brought the best of all the worlds, from exotic finds from China, India, and Europe, royal jewels, lavishly chased sterling silver, to a captivated and ever-growing clientele. By 1850, this master merchant's enterprise was emerging as one of the world's leading silversmiths. Next, I want to travel to England and talk about two incredible silversmiths. One of my favorite silver makers is the Ellis Barker Silver Company. Ellis Barker Silver Company was established in 1801 and is one of the oldest firms of silversmiths and electroplaters now training in Birmingham. It still possesses the original Bolton and Watt dies acquired during the early days of manufacturing. The business appears in the Post Office Directory of Birmingham in 1871 as Barker Brothers Silversmiths, producing a wide range of candlesticks, cutlery, and tableware at their premises in Paradise Street. As Barker Brothers Silversmiths Limited, it was incorporated in 1907. By the early 20th century, the company had moved to Constitution Hill. where it remained until the 1980s. It also maintained a London showroom during the early part of the century. In the 1960s, the firm merged with another old established company manufacturing silver plate and electric plate ware, Ellis & Company, in Birmingham. I want to share with you this beautiful James Dixon teapot. James Dixon is perhaps the most well-known name of the Britannia metal pewter manufacturers of Sheffield. His descendants and their successors produced a vast range of pewterware and later plated metalware products typical of its age and catering well to the mass market demand. The first James Dixon of known consequence was born in Sheffield in a metalworking family to a father of the same name in 1776. In 1804, James Dixon was at last able to start his own business. Records are vague, as there were several James Dixons during this period living in Sheffield. He was the right man in the right business at the right time for both place and a rapidly growing market. Evidence suggests he took a partner by the name of Thomas Smith with him from 1811 to 1822. Although the first mark as simply Dixon is mentioned, known pieces with this mark have not been found to date via any publication. In 1822, a new factory was built in a rural location at Cornish Place on the River Don. At the end of 1822, Thomas Smith left the partnership and William Frederick Dixon, James's eldest son, joined his father as partner. Goods marked Dixon and Son with a 3 or a 4-digit pattern number and a workman's number likely relate to the years 1828 to 1829. The second half of the 1920s were boom times for the business. From Italy, we visit the House of Buccellati. The present House of Buccellati was founded in 1919 in Milan, Italy by Mario Buccellati, and originally what is known as the Buccellati style, which combines Renaissance, period techniques, luxury materials, and the extensive use of textures, engravings to create objects of great beauty. This distinctive style won favor with a discriminating international clientele, including the Vatican as well as the royal houses of Italy, Spain, Belgium, England, and Egypt. Giovanni Buccellati carries on the family tradition today as an internationally renowned silversmith. He has dedicated his life to creating extraordinary objects that exemplify fine workmanship. Next, I want to talk about Japanese silver. The historical challenge of working with silver in Japan has always been the precious metal scarcity. In ancient times, silver was extracted from the local lead, a wasteful and toxic undertaking. More recently, in the past 250 years or so, Japanese metalsmiths devised ways to squeeze silver from copper ore. Perhaps because of its rareness, silver is used sparingly in Japan. For example, it is often threaded between fields of enamel in cloisonne, or used to make small personal accessories. This lovely decanter is overlaid in Japanese sterling and features a field of cherry blossoms and vines. Burmese silver is most fascinating. Burma's history of crafting silver dates to at least the 9th century. During the pre-colonial times, the art was widely practiced throughout Burma. It was during the British colonization that the art of crafting silver was fully developed, with the encouragement from the administration to boost economic growth, making the period 1875 to 1945 the high point for the finest Burmese silver crafting. Most Burmese silver made in the late 19th century and the early 20th century was made of silver which is approximately 90% pure. On top of the real intrinsic value of silver in these Burmese silver works of art, there is added value of excellent craftsmanship with rich history and exotic cultural background. This bowl and salver are of silver coins from Burma by Thai craftsmen at Chiang Mai, the center of the silversmiths in Thailand. They are beaten by hand in high relief representing figures from the ancient Thai folklore. The salver has foliage in a stylized designs with small figures of dancing maids. The bowls show scenes from the capital Ramayana, a Hindu late of ancient origins in India. Next, we travel to France. In the 1840s, Charles Christoffel led the family business into a new direction that was to establish the company's name worldwide. By 1845, Christoffel had opened a manufacturing facility dedicated to the new plating techniques. Christoffel's factory marked one of the first uses of electricity as a production tool. Christoffel's techniques enabled the plating on a wider variety of objects than ever before and permitted the application of plating to more common and less expensive metals, although he covered these metals with 925 sterling. Christoffel offered the new middle-class silverware and table service with the same commitment to quality but far less expensive than traditionally crafted silver items. Before long, the Christoffel name became something of a generic name for silver plate. The company received a strong boost when Christoffel became the official provider of table service for King Louis Philippe and the entire House of Orleans. In 1850, the company received a new and important benefactor when Louis Napoleon Bonaparte commissioned Christoffel to produce a table service for the Palais de l'Élysée. Christoffel's relationship with Bonaparte continued after the later became known as Emperor Napoleon III. Christoffel's official titles of goldsmiths to the kings and the emperor's provider provided the company with the foundation with which to achieve a new international expansion. Founding a factory in Karlsruhe, Germany, the company began providing such foreign dignitaries as the Kaiser of Germany and the royal households of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, the Ottoman Empire, and the Tsar of Russia. The last tour of our silver visit will be Hanau, Germany. In 1846, with the production of antique silver, Hanau found a market niche, which brought its silver manufacturers enormous prosperity and worldwide reputation. The father of this industry was August Schlesinger. He was a virtuoso silversmith who excelled in chasing and embossing in a manner of 16th and 17th centuries. Together with his brother in 1861, they introduced a line of antique reproduction silver in the Gothic, Renaissance, and Manneristic styles. Because of his superb craftsmanship, he soon received royal commissions. From 1869 on, Schlesinger made silver for Babenhausen, a princely hunting castle designed in the neo-Renaissance style. The silver had to match the decor of the castle, along with opulent buffet pieces like plates, tazes, and ewers. Schlesinger made numerous items connected with drinking ceremonies and games so popular in the Renaissance and Baroque eras. The range of silver made for Babenhausen is typical of the Schlesinger production many decades to come. An immensely talented silversmith and a good businessman, he attracted the most discerning clients. One was Baron Karl von Rothschild, who declared his admiration by creating the expression Schlesinger. This beautiful large centerpiece is made in Germany by silversmith Daniel Straub. In 1853, Daniel Straub, a miller from Gesslingen, joined forces with the Schweitzer brothers to form the work metal shop Straub and Schweitzer in Gesslingen. Stay with us. You're watching Southern Heirlooms with Ken Rivenbark. Welcome to Rivenbark and Roper Antiques, Huntsville's finest antique gallery. For the past 10 years, my gallery has represented high-quality antiques from the 18th to the early 20th centuries, the largest collection of silver in North Alabama, Chinese and Japanese export porcelains, and original art from around the world. From day one, I have focused the business on three principles that are the essence of Rivenbark and Roper Antiques. I take great pride in providing my clients with the highest quality merchandise at the lowest possible prices, offering hospitality and personal service to build a relationship of trust and to celebrate with customers the joy of bringing beauty, style, and elegance to their home. The strengths of my business are reflected in my dedicated customers. Customers know when they engage in business with Rivenbark and Roper, they can count on truth, knowledgeable information, and customer dedication. Welcome back to Southern Heirlooms. I'm Ken Rivenbark. On today's show, I have shared silver from around the world with you. I hope I have intrigued you with the incredible executed work of silversmiths from around the world. We can clearly see why Southern families would want to share these beautiful objects with families and friends. It's their way of saying, you are my guest today, and I want to share my finest with you. We're blessed to have such beautiful silver items in our lives, and with that blessing comes the opportunity to make someone else feel special. Southern hospitality at its finest. With a heart full of gratitude, I'm Ken Rivenbark. You're watching Southern Heirlooms with Ken Rivenbark. Since the beginning of time, treasured heirlooms have been passed down through the generations from family to family. Whether it was your grandmother's prized sterling coffee service, or your father's collection of early American furniture, or your mother's treasured jewelry, each item was presented to you with the hope that you would enjoy each gift and carry their memory with you as you transition these beloved items into the fabric of your own life. Throughout the South, individuals hold strong ties to the past and care deeply about their heritage and the evolution of their families. Their homes, though big or small, quickly became the setting of varied traditions that united the family and created an environment of love. When we reminisce on these things, we often visualize these items in our traditional Southern classic homes that are intertwined in the memories of our childhood. And it is that exact ideal that is the premise of the show. The purpose of the show is to touch and embrace lives through the joy of celebrating family histories, creating new traditions, and preserving your treasured family heirlooms. This show presents informative segments that educate, inspire, and challenge you, the viewer, to learn more about your heirlooms as objects of beauty, as well as utilize them to learn more about your family heritage. I hope you'll join me for the next episode, as well as follow the show on our website at southernheirloomstv.com and like us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+, LinkedIn, and Instagram.